Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing if you do, and the notification bell, go your updates. That's it for today's video. The beer's courtesy of Mark. Thanks so much, Mark. I really appreciate it. And the glassware, proper glassware, so you know it's going to taste better. So yeah, it's Tuesday, and on Tuesdays I try to test my palate. Mystery beer, a style I don't drink a lot. I also want to start incorporating maybe like wine and spirits and things like that. And just, yeah, really things that get me out of my comfort zone, essentially. But anyway, this is a Masthead Brewing Company beer. I took Spanish, so I apologize to anyone who speaks Italian. I'm not trying to offend anyone. Al Bacio, I think is how I pronounce it. Italian-style Pilsner. 4.9% ABV. Just because you need a mustache to speak Italian doesn't mean you need one to enjoy an Italian-style Pilsner. Al Bacio is brewed in dry hop with I think it's sapphire. There's no E at the end of it. And Hallerta Blanc. I'm not good at pronouncing things. Yielding notes of noble hops with a hint of melon. Enjoy this lager paired with some spicy Arabiata, or any reason at all. Let's hope they never have a Spanish-style Pilsner, and then I'll have no excuse when I butcher that language as well. And I'm butchering the English language. Yeah, I'm really excited. Just had dinner. The thought of a nice crisp beer definitely sounds like it could hit the spot. Pretty clean glass, but it's so clear it's like showing a little bit of those bubbles on the side. Not a ton of carbonation. Speaking of bubbles, there's some for sure. It's a very light straw color. Nice yellow in there, but I mean it's very light straw. 2 fingers, white head. I mean like pearly white, very, very white. Small bubbles, tiny bubbles, medium-sized bubbles, a little sudsy on top, a little bit more compacted underneath. Definitely looks like a Pilsner, maybe a little bit of a chill haze, I suppose, but definitely looks like a Pilsner, maybe a little lighter, and sometimes those can have a little tinge of I don't want to say darkness, not quite orange, but yeah, I guess they can be a little darker, but definitely in the Pilsner realm, based on the color. Let's get into the aroma. It does have very traditional Pilsner aromas. You smell that fermentation. Speaking of the color, that light straw color, you get that hay thing as well. A little bit of lemon. If you told me orange peel, I wouldn't call you crazy, but to me it's much more lemon forward. I don't get that melon thing, at least not yet. There is like a dirt, like a soil element as well. So it very much smells like you're outside. So like it looks sunshiny, it kind of smells like you're outside in a really pleasant way. I mean, I know it's not exactly dirt, it's not exactly hay, but it is reminding me of this weekend when we were doing yard work and like I was smelling, the dirt and things like that. I mean, it has some of that with that fermentation. And it's so interesting as I am trying to learn more myself and really understand things that I'm tasting and smelling, especially in styles I don't, do that a lot of. This is reminding me of, I think it was just last week's mystery beer that I did on a Tuesday. That was a Kolsch style, and you do get some overlap with that Kolsch and the Pilsner thing, and a big part of that to me, for that beer, I was like, it's slightly wild, not like a wet horse blanket wild, but like slight. It's really that fermentation thing. It's interesting, so that's definitely something I got out of both of those beers. Smells good, let's get into the taste. Cheers. Thanks again, Mark. It's very crisp. Nice level of hoppiness. So there's a bitterness, there's a dryness, but there is some sweetness. I did not get apple in the aroma. I do get a little bit of apple on the taste. It's oh, a very dry hard apple cider, but like, I don't want to say watered down, but the intensity would have to be watered down or cut through with something like a light Pilsner beer. So it does have that apple hard cider dry, again, very dry, not a sweet cider. It has, a little bit of that. It has some of that fermentation, kind of like, I've been saying this a lot lately. If you took the sourness out of kombucha and you just have like that fermented thing, you get that. It does have that earthy, leaning into herbaceous note. I mean, I don't think I would have thought melon, but maybe close to the rind in a very unsweet way, like a honeydew melon. I would, again, like I was saying about the orange peel, like I wouldn't argue with someone who said that, but it's so faint, or maybe even just in my mind because of what it said on the can, so not something I would have said blind. That lemon zest is really pleasant. The aftertaste, as I'm talk about refreshing. I mean, that is such a nice, it's dry without like being bone dry. You get that lemon zest, and it's like lemon water. It's just a refreshing beverage, and this aftertaste is really nice. It's almost creamy, like when I first put it in my mouth like that. Like it's just, for not looking super effervescent, there is some of that there. So again, there is that bright note, that crisp note as well. Again, like this is a beer I'm drinking on Tuesday on purpose. I think my friends who like Pilsners would really like this beer. I couldn't tell you why this is an Italian style Pilsner versus some other kind of Pilsner. If I remember correctly, I think this was supposed to be a little bit hoppier. And this has a nice hop element, but it doesn't drink like an IPL or something, So it's not like that level, certainly, but crisp, refreshing, has that lemon thing that I'm really enjoying. A little bit of nice lacing there, looks beautiful. Yeah, I like it. It's a style that I could just drink this probably mindlessly as well. But that's the style. It's not one of those, it's not a pastry stout or something. It's not something that will easily grab you and command your attention. But I will say this, doing reviews, like I could have had this beer while eating dinner and been very happy, But I will say this, doing the review and really trying to contemplate and think about what I was experiencing with this beer was a very rewarding experience. And for a beer that I could have very mindlessly consumed, and again, enjoyed while I was eating or whatever else. I am glad I dived in. I do like this beer. Thanks again, Mark. I really appreciate it. What do you guys have to say? Do you like Pilsners? Do you like Italian-style Pilsners? What kind of things you want to see me doing on Tuesdays? Other things to maybe test my palate. Anything, everything, comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untappd. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. Please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.